Welcome to the Your Opinion Doesn't Matter podcast. I am one of the hosts, Mr. Lamont, and I'm here with none other, Sterling. How are you doing?
Yeah, everything good, man. I can't complain, man. How's everything with you?
Yeah, everything is good, man. Everything is good, man. Trying to dot the I's and cross the T's. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
This thing called life.
No doubt.
And we have a special guest.
Yes, very special.
Special guest, you
Yeah.
know, come from one of the biggest families in Carriacou, and probably, never mind the Carriacou, probably the West
Yeah.
Indies.
Yeah.
You know? How are you doing?
I'm very well. Actually, everyone calls me Sherryberry.
Sherryberry,
Yeah.
okay.
Sherryberry.
Yeah, Miss Berry.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, how's everybody's summer?
Summer it's cool. It's cool. It's going great. Happy for that moment to get a little bit of heat, although it's too much heat for me per se.
Right.
But it's nice to be able to go out. I get to meet a lot more people in the summertime, go to Little Fat and just take it all in. So you enjoy it, because once that cold hit, Sherryberry's indoors.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you, Stir?
For me, man, I always get excited when summertime is coming. It's one of my favorite seasons. And summer, it lived up to everything I expected, you know. Was out there, getting the fresh air, enjoying the sun, you know, hanging out with my family and friends. So it's been a really good summer. I enjoyed it.
Yes, man. And the Fete.
Fete Musk,
the West Indian thing is the Fete.
Yeah, man.
I didn't go to a Fete in a couple years. You know, I gotta,
bro.
And being that y'all have a huge family, man, there's Fetes all the time for y'all.
Fete galore.
All the time.
Man, I be feeling deprived sometimes. I have a small West Indian family here.
Yeah.
Probably there's probably like 7 of us.
Still a blessing.
Yeah, still a blessing.
Yes.
But I have to, indulge in a Fete
Yes.
before the summer really ends.
You're always welcome. You like family, man. You know that.
And what you call it? I heard Delaware had their first carnival
Oh, wow.
yesterday.
Wow, I
Yeah.
wasn't actually aware of that.
I wasn't either.
They went down there. Some of the homies went down there,
Nice.
and they out there
Nice.
fetting away.
Yes.
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 So yeah, Sterling, you had something interesting you wanted to speak about.
Before I even get that, man, I got to tell you, that's a really nice sweater you got on, man.
You know what? I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Is that your favorite sweater?
I mean, no, it's just I just like sweaters here and there,
Okay.
different color varieties and stuff like
Nice.
that.
That's a hell of a sweater, man. I like that.
Thank you, bro.
So, Miss Berry,
Yes, sir.
that hairstyle, that is smashing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let me ask you, is that one of your favorite hairstyles?
I wouldn't say the word favorite, but I would say it's one of the better ones. I always try to tell people that from a woman that loves various styles, as you know, and I did a lot of weave, shortcuts, back and forth, and then I decided to go natural. So I try to look for natural styles, and I get more compliments with this one. So I think it's a sticker.
Yeah, well, let me add to the compliments. You look goddess-like with this hairstyle.
Oh my God!
Nice,
I'm
nice.
gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so, Stella, you switched up,
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to go a little cleaner for the viewers out there. You understand what I'm
Nice,
saying?
nice,
Nice.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Good job.
But this
Look
isn't my
very nice.
favorite outfit. But you know, while we speaking about favorite things, I just wanted to get the subject of favoritism in the household with parents and kids. And do you think it's okay for parents to have favorite kids? You as a parent, do you have favorite kids? And when you was growing up, were you subjected to being the favorite kid or the least favorite kid in the household? I'll start with you, man.
Now, my come up was like, it's like me and my brother, we was like the closest in age. My sister 7 years younger. There was no real favorite, kind of. My brother, he was the educated one. He went away. He went away from high school. You know what I mean? He was a smart guy. Went away to high school. Then he went to John Hopkins University. Yeah. It was not no favoritism. Even though he was the smart kid, they looked at him as that bright kid.
Okay.
But my father still showed me super love. I was still closest to my father's.
So did you feel any negative effects of your brother
Nah.
getting the spotlight in any way? Did it affect
Nah,
you?
I mean, no, not really. My mom's everything was. I think it was kind of a balance because I think I had more fun than him. You know,
Awesome.
the pressure really wasn't. It was on me, but they looked for him to be like, the one who's gonna light that candle and keep it going.
He was on the forefront of the pressure.
He was here.
He took the heat for you.
And I just get the shrapnels. Bam, just smack me around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Awesome. What about you, Sherry? And did you experience any favoritism by your parents growing up, or even now? Do you have a favorite child in your household?
So I have three beautiful children.
Yes, you do.
And I have no favorites.
Really?
I think no, absolutely not. I think all my kids are their own individuals. They all come with different personalities, different goals, different wants and desire. And as their mom, I'm just here to support them in anything that they do. Now, not everything that they do in that way I may agree with, but I will never put one against the other. So I'm not going to say, oh, your sister's doing this, why you not doing this, or why is your brother doing this and you not doing that.
Yes.
I think it will haunt them as they get older in life and maybe can hold them back from doing things that they wanted to do in life, because that's going to seem like, oh, my mom preferred this child over that child. Although my kids do think like, oh, you pamper this one more than you pamper this one. And I think I don't personally think that way. I think what happened is that my oldest is 28 and the youngest is 16. So you have to weigh the option of a grown woman versus someone that still needs their mom 24/7. So I'm a little bit more needy towards the 16-year-old because she needs me there for her. Where my daughter lives on her own, my oldest lives on her own and is doing her thing and is living her life. As far as growing up, I have 5. It's 5 of us.
Yes.
And all of us are very close.
Yes.
All my brothers and sisters were very close. Love each and every one of them. I think with my mom, I would say that she had favorites. I always used to say that.
Was it obvious?
I think it was obvious. I think it's obvious. And it stems from my brothers and sisters mainly grew up in Grenada, and I grew up here.
Okay.
So it's a level of difference. Like my mom would say, you gave me trouble. You're hard-headed. You didn't listen. You didn't do this. But ultimately, it was more of growing up in this country and the difference with, the children here and going to school and the things that they did here. Back home, you didn't do that. So my brothers and sisters was more structured differently. Yes. And so I feel like my mom felt like they were the model and would keen to them, and I was more of the rebellious one because, out here, people come to your house, they go outside, they go hang out, they do things where my parents didn't grow up with that and didn't want that in their household, and I was one of the child that kind of like fought against that, like, no, I'm going outside. No, I'm doing that. So the favoritism in my aspect of it came from that point of view.
Nice. It seems like your parents suffered a form of culture shock too, raising the other kids back home and then raising you over here.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Real quick, what's the age difference in your family? Your brothers and sisters?
My brothers and sisters. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh. So
the ones that was born in Grenada.
I think we're like 7 to 8 years apart.
Oh, okay.
7 to 8 years apart. And so when I was a little in like elementary school, my brothers and sisters was already like going on to college.
Oh, okay.
And right. Or more than like 8, 9, 10 years. Like we could be a little off. I'm not sure of the age, so don't quote me. Right, but we are different in that aspect.
Oh,
so, it just stems differently. Like they were already high school, someone was already working and doing their thing where I was just now coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
So how about you, Stir? How was was favoritism like really a thing in your house?
Now as me being a parent, I try not to show any favoritism. I have a son and a daughter. Daughter's 19, my son is 15. I love both of them in different ways. And it's like Sherry said, with my son, it's a more of a kind of rougher, tougher kind of love, you know. And with my daughter, I'm a little more gentle with her, so therefore I try to keep it even keel. I love both of them the same. Now, on the other end, let me tell my story. I grew up with that favoritism household, and I may be somewhat a little bitter, you know, but growing up in my household, my father, he had favorites, and it was obvious. And I was at the bottom of the totem pole. Now,
How many of y'all?
it was 3 of us in my household, me, my sister, and my brother. I was the first. And from as far back as I can remember, we just didn't get along. And then my sister came, then he loved her up, and she was getting that affection I didn't get. I can't say it. I just had an attitude like, hey, listen, you don't like me, I don't like you either. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother was born. And then the love went from my sister to my brother. He loved the hell out of them. Me, I didn't get any of that. But I think it just made me thick skin, gave me a hard shell, and made me stronger. But it did affect me to the point, you know? And he was just like blatant with it. You know, Westina, he didn't care. You know, he didn't try to show any.
Do you think he didn't care, or he just didn't know how to acknowledge the fact that there was even something wrong with what he was doing? Because I don't think that they always are aware that there is something even wrong with it, culture-wise. I'm just saying, you know, it becomes like a norm. What is he talking about?
Yes.
So, you know, I don't think that your dad intentionally, I think he thought it was the norm. And if anyone was to speak to him today, he would think, what are we talking about?
Yes, you're exactly right. Because if I bring it up today, he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But when I look back and I research, I actually feel I'm not a professor, or I don't have a PhD, but I think his dislike for me actually had to do with my pigmentation of my skin. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, when I was born, if y'all think I'm dark now, my mom said I was really dark when I was born. Like I was. So he just didn't take a liking to me. And then when my sister was born, she was a few shades lighter than me. And he accepted her quickly. And then when my brother was born, he was a little few shades lighter than my sister. And he grasped onto both of them tightly, and he just, you know, and, you know.
I think that's pretty sad.
It is.
I think that's sad because...
Hey, I'm not out here crying, though. I'm just telling my story.
I just think that it's sad because when you look, if you're a black man and you're dating a black woman or married a black woman and then you have children, what do you think is going to come from that? No. So that's something, that's the inner part that maybe people need to look at. And I've mentioned before that I think that black people, you know, when you look, you're like, okay, I'm dating a black man, but I want my child to come up with curly hair and lighter skin or something like that. And it's like, what are you thinking? Did you really love the person or were you loving the skin?
Yeah. It's actually a part of systemic racism. I don't really blame my father because I think he grew up the same way. And he just didn't know any better.
So did you see, you felt that vibe of the whole situation, the lack of love, when you saw love, when he was like actually showing it to your sister, that's when you knew, okay, this is not what it was supposed to be?
Well, I knew it wasn't right off the back. And then when my sister and my brother, I knew definitely it was obvious now. But I'll have to give all praises to my mother because I think my mother see the same thing too. And that made her embrace me closer. So from the lack of love I was getting from him, she overcompensated and gave it to me to the point where I didn't feel. Anyway, I was good. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to my mom. She's a very special woman.
Let me ask y'all a question. How's the relationship like far as, okay, do y'all ever, I grew up in the house and we didn't tell each other, I love you.
Oh yes.
My mom and my pops, he'll be probably on Christmas or something like that. You know what I mean? Or you would have realized it, like, hey, I don't know. We don't never hear that word, love. I love you.
That is a fact.
You don't hear that word.
That is a fact.
Super fact.
That is a fact.
I'm like, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I just knew, I thought it was in my house.
Yes.
No, I think it's black.
Prevalent in the black West Indian
Yeah.
household.
I don't think that it's like she know I love her.
Yes.
But saying the word, it's a different thing.
I think it stands back to our great-grandmothers and grandfathers living hard lives, you know, struggling back in the islands. There wasn't a lot of money. They were all sharecroppers. They was farmers, and then life was hard. And I think They just lacked the empathy towards one another to say, baby, I love you. So-and-so is just something that you're supposed to know. And I think they passed it on to our parents, and then our parents passed it on to us. But I am trying to change the cycle where in my household now, I make sure that we say we love you all the time.
Nice.
I tell my wife I love her. I tell my kids I love them. I tell my mother I love them. We just recently, us kids, about 15 years ago, we just started acknowledging birthdays, parents' birthdays, gifts, Christmas, telling each other we love them. Yes,
Nice,
we wanted to change the cycle.
Nice.
I think that's a big deal. I think that's a big deal. Like I love my brothers and sisters. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
And my brothers and sisters is a big part of my everyday goal, which is harder as you grow up as an adult.
Yes.
Because once they have transitioned into their own family, their family don't understand the love.
Right.
Because they didn't grow up with that, or they think it's a little weird. Like, you know, I've been in situations like, how come you talk to your brothers 3 and 4 times? Or why do your brother feel like it's okay to pop up and, you know, say hi? But it's like, that's what we know.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a little sister, I'm always there underneath my brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So, you know, it's always important to be like, you know, I'm a big Christmas fan.
Yes.
So, you know, I love having the whole decor of Christmas and, you know, sharing gifts or opening all up together. And this
Christmas
is what
trees,
you give. Yeah. And
lights.
it could be the little token, but it's an appreciation of just me showing you that I love you and I care about you.
Yes.
And, you know, birthdays, I always, you know, text my brothers and sisters, wish them happy birthday, and always be like, I love you so much.
Yes.
And because I truly do. And you don't get to say that every day because they're all living their lives. But any opportunity that I can get to say it to them, I will. And unfortunately, I lost my dad. You know, my dad was killed. And,
Sorry
you
to
know,
hear.
God bless
thank
his soul.
you. And, you know, it's a day, every day that goes by of a man that I adore.
Yes.
And I love more than anything else. And I'll tell anybody, whatever you're going through in your household, in your life, or whatever it is, family, friends, take the moment. Tell your mom you love her.
Yeah.
I don't have the best relationship with my mom. I didn't grow up having, you know, I was a rebellious child. I didn't listen. I did what I wanted to do when I wanted to do. But all that lady had was my best interests,
In mind.
in mind. And she tried to carry that out the best way she can. So I can't go back and, you know, take away all the things that I put my mom through, but I can make a difference now.
Yes.
Right.
So I can visit her, I can call her, I can text her, you know, I can be there for her because she was there for me from day end. I can't be there for my dad. You
Nice.
know, and he spoiled me ridiculously and loved me up, and that got taken away from me. So I'll tell anybody, you know, whatever's going on in your household, fix it. It's okay.
Yes.
Because we don't get to do it all over again.
Yeah,
so
fix it.
we could definitely work on what we have right now. So you
Yeah.
know, that's my take on that.
Yeah, fix it. Family love.
Fix it.
Family
Yes.
I actually fixed the situation with my father. I mean, we good now. You understand what I'm saying? I grew up, I understood what he was going through. I do not blame him. I think he's just a product of generations of the same thing. You understand?
Did
So
you
now-
ask him? Did he?
I asked him. He cannot comprehend what I'm telling him.
Oh, so-
He's so West Indian.
He don't
He's
know.
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Therapy.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Think about therapy. Something to think about.
I went to therapy. I love therapy. I loved going to therapy. Therapy was so good to me that my therapist was getting tired of me.
Right.
Yes, I love therapy. You understand? But to get my father to go to therapy, I don't know if you're talking about that. Nah, that'll never happen. Because you have to acknowledge that he's in denial right now. You understand what I'm saying? That's a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But we good. We solid right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Solve what's going on in family first, and then friends.
Yes.
Whew, that's a different.
That's a
Yeah.
different.
That's definitely you're gonna need
Whole
like 10
different battle.
therapists around for this joint right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know, that was a very touching subject, and I hope everybody took light to it. And I just wanted to touch on something else that I think, you know, bring a lot to people's life as well. And I want to touch on regrets.
Whoa.
You know, I think it's a big subject.
Huge.
And I think part of regrets is acknowledgments. That's just my take.
Yes.
And we can get into that. I think we can have a open forum. So
Of course.
my thing is that I wanted to touch on in regrets. I want to touch on relationship. Has everyone ever been in a relationship and can look back on their relationship and say, I have regrets on it? And if you could do it over again, what would you do differently?
I got regrets. I got regrets to a point where as far as a relationship, I felt that in a sense, like she wasn't the one. Basically, she was. It's like when somebody say, "I'm gonna edit." It's like like when somebody say, for all your womanizing, you're gonna have a daughter.
Yes.
This girl was there to show me, to show me, all right, yeah, this is your punishment. This is your punishment from what she didn't do, what she did do. And I was all the time, I was just taking responsibility. I was taking responsibility, but no. So now as far as what would I do if I had to do it all over again, I would cut her off. No, I don't deserve this. I don't care what I've done. I didn't do it to you.
Right.
And I should not have you do it to me, period.
Yes. I could speak on that. I think when it comes to relationship, we all have regrets. I mean, I had a few relationships where I didn't realize it was over and I stayed around too long. Because I was the type of dude, I always needed closure. I'm a closure type of guy. Like, if you don't want to deal with me no more, I want you to tell me, listen, I don't want to deal with you no more. I'd rather deal with that than you playing these little games. But as I got older, you get to read the games, and you could read in between the lines and know they went out, without them saying it.
Yeah.
But as far as that, I stayed in a few relationships too long. I loved a few people more than they loved me. But on the other end, there's a few people that loved me more than I loved them, and they might think I treated them wrong. For all of those, I mean, I feel sorry about it. But leading all the way up to everything now, I feel like it all led up to me finding my wife now, and I'm in a great relationship with my wife now, and I just think everything that didn't work out or everything that all led up to this, and I'm at where I'm supposed to be now.
Nice.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, my take on it is in the relationship aspect, I do have regrets. And my regrets come from growth. I just think that with me wanting to be in a relationship and ready to be in a relationship is two different things.
Yes.
And going into a relationship and not understanding my partner or not having the willingness to understand where he's coming from, just knowing like, hey, I'm the girlfriend or I'm the fiance. And my friends joke about a lot of things with me sometimes, like, oh, girl, you catch rings, because I did get 3 rings.
Oh,
But
Lord, Queen of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
But, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, and it sounds nice, like, oh my God, you're engaged, and oh my God, you're your thing, but are you ready? And that's something that I had to deal with. So as far as regrets, yes, I have regrets of not one particular person, of not listening to that person, but just wanting to be with that person, but wasn't listening to that person.
I understand.
And not understanding what he wanted from me as a woman. And if I wasn't willing to give him that. And not until we're in a bad place, I'm sitting back and saying, damn, I wanted to give him that. So, that's where my regrets come from in life. And, people could say what you want to say. A lot of times I meet guys like, oh, God, you're not wifed up yet. You're not married yet. It's not my time.
Yes.
And it's not, I have no issues getting a man. Yeah. I have no issues finding a partner. It just was not my time yet. And as I'm older now, I'm ready for whatever comes to my table, because I know how to handle what comes on the table, and there will be no more regrets. Because then I'm also in a place that I can give him what he wants, and he can receive it and he can embrace it
And reciprocate it.
and
right back to you.
reciprocate, and exactly, and we could be okay. So I'm looking to throw regrets out the table on my book and never have to revisit that word or have that word in any relationship that God placed me, because He's placing me there because it's my time.
Right.
Yes,
And that's
yes,
that's
definitely.
my take on that.
Definitely.
I look at regrets as like a learning. You learn
Of
from
course.
it.
Yeah.
You
Of
learn from it's a learning. It's a lesson in every type of regret. Like even like go a little further as far as in the modern relationships. Like you regret what you should have done with this friend or that friend or
course.
in business or stuff like that.
Yes.
And one regret as far as like friendship or as far as like business and stuff like that, or just people. Or just people in the landscape of where the direction of your business, whichever way you're going with it. One of my regrets is I didn't really believe in myself too tough. I didn't have that courage to like, all right. It's like I always felt that I always needed a team.
Yes.
I always felt like I needed a team to do it instead of just applying
Yourself.
like myself to it all.
That happens.
And then I wind up being in situations where like I question my moves. I question why did I select this person or that person to come with me on this journey, and then everything just backfires because you know what? I should have just took time out and just done me.
As far as life, you're going to make mistakes, and
Right.
like you said, the important part is like you learn off the mistakes, and you make sure those mistakes don't happen again. And I'm sure I believe every human being has some sort of regrets.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
if
Yes,
you don't have
definitely.
regrets, you're not living, or you're in heavy denial. So of course, but as we get older, we try to get it right, and the closer we get to getting it right, the more complete we are as people.
I agree.
I agree. And one of the questions that was in our group chat from Sherry Ann, she was asking, would we step out from dating our race? Would we do that?
Absolutely.
And sometimes I tell you this, man. If my fiance didn't come, I'd have been dealing with a Caucasian woman, easy. She
Now-
saved the black race. I could say.
Now it's one thing with me, you got to divide. Now dating somebody out the race and getting settled down with somebody out the race is two different things. Now, what were you talking about, like settling down, marrying this person?
Oh yeah, I would have done it. I mean, it was she. I would have done it. Because I would have found that one, the one that actually idolized and loves the black man. You know what I'm saying? And I would have.
I understand that point.
Okay. I don't want to jump in.
No, I'm
but
just saying, I understand that point. Sometimes you got to love who loves you, right? Some people say that's the philosophy of certain other. But me, I can see myself dating outside the race because to me, beautiful women are just beautiful women,
Right.
no matter what race. But as far as marrying somebody, I'm big on who I bring home to my mother. And that's one of the reasons why, my wife is from the same culture. She's from the same place my mother's from. So they have this connection where I don't have to be around, and they could sit around and they could talk and get along. There's no barriers.
Right.
But as far as me marrying a Caucasian, not there's wrong with Caucasian women, you understand? It's just not my cup of tea. And I can't see me just bringing a Caucasian woman home to my mother. I think somewhat they might not say it, but I think they will feel a little disappointed for our culture.
Well, I think dating outside the race is, to me, it was never a thought process, but it has become a thought process. And my take on it is just the black men, which I love. I think that we don't promote our black men as much as we need to, black women. I don't think that we put them on the pedestal that they need to
Facts.
to be as, but on the interim, the black men don't give us what we're looking for either. So you got to look at it on both aspects of it as to why a woman, me, I can only speak to me, would want to even entertain or go outside the race. So I can love my black men, but if you sit in here and you're not loving me the same, or your commitment status is, I don't know, you're okay with me being your baby mother, you're okay with me being your friend, but you want me to cook, clean, and wash and do everything as a wife needs to be and don't want to go further into that, then it's hard to put you on that pedestal that you do deserve, because black men are always put down, I find. It's like, oh, you're always finding a fault with the brothers.
Yes.
There's always something with the brothers. But so the brothers need to stop thinking about what if could, or my homeboy never got married and that worked great, and or the boy down the block was living with his girl for 10 years and nothing haven't happened. And make your own decision, build your own life, and give the woman what they want, because she deserve it, not hand it over, because some of you guys just hand it over. And these women don't even deserve it. They're not even getting up and say, babe, did you eat? Did you drink? Are you okay? Are we going 50? All right, you got $1, I got $1, we got $2. And these are the women that you push to the side, and then you uplift the other women. So, it's like a give and take kind of situation. Another race is quick to uplift me. It's quick to say, yes, you're beautiful.
Your value.
It's okay to say, babe, you want to go out to eat. You want to go out to drink. You want to go out and do stuff, not always be in one place. So sometimes black women do entertain the fact of going outside the race, because the race giving them what they want.
I agree 100%. And a lot of black men, they don't know how to love black women, because they don't love themselves.
But they love outside of their race. So then that's the thing, because then I see comments of people saying, you know what, I can go out and date this person because a black woman, she talks too much, or she has too much attitude, or she has all these different things. What do you think a white or a Spanish or Chinese have? She wants a man that's well dressed and groomed and taking her out, and think she wants the same thing. She's maybe not as vocal. Right. Maybe she's not as vocal about it, but she's thinking along the same lines that any woman is. I feel like any woman wants that. I want a black man because I think black men deserve to be analyzed, to be the king, yes, to be able to be like, I have my queen, and they walk that path. I don't want to walk with another race and be like, okay, they're a cute couple. Why can't I have my black man on my side and have that?
What about the requirements? So you're going to have the same requirements for the black man as the white man?
I want a man. The word is a man that's going to bring what I'm looking for. That's the question. My preference is my own.
Right. But I look at it like this. I look at it for a black woman who has this thing with her. And for black men, she's going to run into the same problem with a white man, because what she's going to expect from the white man, as you say, is going to be similar to the black man. Only difference is that he's just going to really, really care about you, and he's not going to really cheat on you, stuff like that. And that's what I think. But for me, how the difference would be is I would be the same, but like right now, if I get into I'm engaged, however, but I don't put pressure on my fiance for this or that. I don't put no pressure on her. But then I was finding myself, before her, I was going through like women who was just over the top. The expectations was so high. They had high expectations that they don't even see in themselves. This is what I want. I want this. I want that. But like, come on. You want somebody fit and this, and you don't go to the gym.
Yes, these black women right now are very demanding right now. No offense to black women out there.
Whoa.
And I'm not generalizing, but that's what I'm going to say. A percentage of black women right now are very...
But then you have men that when they meet a woman, you don't come to the table just as you are. You come to the table in pretense. And then you don't want to keep up the pretense that you brought to the table. So if you came to me in a Gap t-shirt and some Gap slippers, and I accept you for who you are, that's how it is. But if you come with Balenciagas and you come with Gucci and you come with this, and then you're buying this off the bat, this is exactly what she's expecting all the time. You can't change the game.
She's supposed to see past that.
Yes.
You can't. What I'm trying to say,
right, Mark?
You got to, man.
You're tag teaming me.
No.
And it's cool. I can take it. But a lot of women are going to say every woman likes nice things.
Of course.
But I can accept a man for who they are in brand name or off brand name because I know better is to come, because that's how you present yourself.
Right.
But if you present yourself in fancy cars, in all these brand names and stuff, this is what I expect from you each time you pulled up to me, each time you come out, because that's what you present.
Women too. They put on their Sunday's best. They all do. Everybody, their first impression is everything to everybody for the first week or so. And then I tell you something, that's truth serum. The truth serum to bring things back to reality is that after you sleep with that person, then you're gonna see how they really are. Maybe not how they dress, but you're gonna see how they handle you from that point forward. People put their best Sunday clothes on first.
I'm gonna put my best Sunday dress to go out to eat.
Right.
But I am not, and he knows that. He knows me on that. I was always a sweatpants, sweatshirt, sneakers type of girl, and I was always my jeans, not too tight, not too this, but I was always a down-to-earth girl.
Right.
And that captured people on its own because I bought who I am. So therefore, when you saw me in my Sunday dress, you was like, oh, damn, I caught something really good.
Right, okay.
So there's a difference because I am going to go outside in sweatpants. I'm going to go with some slippers. I'm going to go with a brand name T-shirt or no brand that I paid $5 for. But when I go out, I am going to put myself together because you're going to be like, damn, I caught something really good here.
Right.
So there's a difference between women and girls. And there's a difference between a woman that comes with who she is and have that confidence in what she is, and then you have a girl that's just looking for a moment to shine. It's a big difference there.
Yeah.
Understood. I think it's human nature for people to
Come
put
out
on
and
their
look
Sunday's
good.
best. First impressions means everything. So for that first time, you're going to do everything. You're going to make sure everything is up to par to basically try to impress this person.
Right.
And as a man, your motive is to impress this person, so therefore you could get intimate with this person.
Yes.
And then after you got intimate to this person, I hate to say this, but with men, sometimes the interest kind of...
Yeah, you conquered.
Fades.
Yeah, it fades.
It's like you climbed up the mountain and you got there.
It feels like you're conquered, so why do I have to do all these things anymore?
But then you want to keep her, right?
Nah, but
then
no, some guys
you want
will
to
keep
keep the person. If you like her, you love your fiance, and you want to keep her. You loved your wife before she became, and you wanted to keep her. You wanted to go in that direction. So you got to keep coming to the stuff on the table. Now that you got me, don't forget that once in a while we went out to eat.
Yes, you're right.
Don't forget that once in a while we go, by my mom for dinner, whatever it is that kept you intrigued. You want to keep that. I want to be able to see you and be like, damn, brother, you still turn me on 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever, because you still keep your physique up and you still looking good. My hair's still done, makeup is still going, like certain things. You want to keep going. When you fall, that's when you start straying. And I'm going to tell every female this. Every female this. Don't come to me and say, oh, I got the and I could do this, and this is why he's over here, and I do splits and cartwheel. Girl, that don't work. Because he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. You could have did 10 cartwheels.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. He didn't cheat on you because of the cartwheel. There was something missing in the home somewhere. Something you did turned him off, and he went to the person that gave him that at that moment. Whether he keeps that person, that's a different story. But there's a reason why he stole. It was nothing to do with you. It's something you did turned him off at that moment. And then he swore to that other person that gave him that at that time. Now, whether he keeps it up, that's on him.
It's your job, too, to make
And
sure he
it's
keeps
your
it up.
job to make sure that if you felt
Keeps him
like he
intrigued.
stole,
Yeah.
what can I do to keep him back? Because there's a reason why he left me in the
Yes.
reason. It wasn't just that. It was something I did. First, you got to figure out what you did. And then is it worth it to keep going to try to get him back?
Right. But sometimes men are impulsive, and it's like sometimes you don't need to do nothing, and they'll cheat. It's opportunity.
But that's who he is.
It is opportunity, and that's why I always stress, like you try to cut like certain things, like you deal with somebody. All right, they had homeboys, oh no, you make them cut ties with certain things so they won't be put in a situation to actually, hey,
where they're tempted
yeah,
to indulge.
yeah, or they're the shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
No. But majority of the time, as you say, that is something that they lacking for you to want to go out and do it, because like me, I mean, I stopped totally because I'm happy. I'm happy now, and it's like I'm more focused on something else. It got to the age or got to a point in my life, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going here in this direction. I got my child, and then you gotta. A lot of time, men don't try to. They don't look at the risk factor of what they're gonna lose.
Yes.
By doing that, you don't look at it. You don't be like, all right,
because it's spontaneous.
It's spontaneous
It's a
in the
spontaneous
moment.
act.
You don't look
Yeah.
at it, be like, oh shit, if I get caught,
especially if alcohol is involved, it's very
yeah,
spontaneous.
you don't look at it. You don't look at that. What's gonna happen next? So shoot, you can't. You seeing your child like, every once a month for the weekends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
But
the
even
thing.
if you have children and it didn't work out with your partner and you meet someone else, just, think about your situation, period. And
Yeah.
just, if
Weigh
you
it out.
meet a girl that you really like and she's beneficial to you and you love her and you care for her, then, stick it out. She could be beneficial and it's going to help you in so many different ways, help you be a better father, help you, you could be a great stepfather. There's so many different aspects, I think, in that, and girls, don't go talking to a next brother about your relationship. It ain't gonna work.
Nah,
You know
It ain't
why?
gonna
You know
work.
why? Because he's just sitting there on the prowl,
Plotting.
to get the next man out,
Plotting.
so he could get in his place.
Plotting. And it's lessons learned. Because as women, I've done it, been guilty. You just thinking, oh, that's my friend. That's not women, there's no friends in men.
I'm glad you said that.
There's no friends
I'm
in
glad
men.
you said
Yeah.
that. Men know
The
that.
men always have there's
That's positioning. That's chess.
yeah.
You understand?
It's like, damn, he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, you shouldn't do that. But in the back of your head, he wants to talk to you girls.
Yeah.
He wants to deal with you. So when your man said, leave that friend alone, sometimes, we get combative and we're like, what? I learned the hard way. Sometimes you got to leave that friend alone. It's not, is do you want the relationship or you want the friend? You pick your battles, you choose. But that's what it boils down to.
Yeah. Let me piggyback on what you just said about the friends now. Now, if you're in an intimate relationship with somebody and you still have a bunch of friends, and do you think you have to stop hanging out with those friends and give all your time and commitment to this person? Or could you balance it?
There's no balance.
And what about male friends also?
You can have, if we're talking about girlfriends and male friends, you can have girlfriends. I have girlfriends that are in committed relationships.
Yes.
Some are married. Some are, in relationships.
Yeah.
And you have a friend like me that understands there's a time, place, there's a time for everything. My friends cannot do the same things, as they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot go out and just up on a limb. They have to answer to someone.
Yes.
So it's a matter of respect, and I respect my friends, and I respect their relationships. So, with that, to me, that plays a role. As far as male friends, I'm talking from experience. I would leave that alone. It all ties into regrets and all of that. I'm gonna leave that alone because it ruined my relationship.
Yeah, I don't play that
It
male
ruined
friend.
my
I don't play that
relationship.
male friend shit. You gotta
And
cut all of that
I was
off.
very combative, like why, and I fought, and was very argumentative. And in the end, I was the losing battle because I have my own battles that I'm fighting with because of being so combative. So, is it worth it? Absolutely not. If they're your true friend,
They will understand.
and if they cared about you, and they say that's really my homegirl, they will back off.
Fall back.
And they will understand and respect what you're asking of them. And women, you are not soft. And you're not less of anything. If you made a decision to say, I'm falling back, I'm not calling you, don't text my phone, nothing, because my man
Yes. It's
or
uncomfortable
my
with that.
future
Yeah, it's
husband
uncomfortable with that. Yeah.
or my fiance has an issue and a problem and he doesn't like it, I'm going to fall all the way back. Because you know what? You'll be left with me, regrets.
Yes.
Thinking about what if, could, or woulda, shoulda. Just leave it alone. It's not worth it. It's not, especially if you're trying to build a family, you're trying to build a home. that male friend stuff don't work. No man is gonna understand why is your friend hitting you up at this hour.
Facts.
He's not gonna understand why this friend feels
Never.
the privilege to ring your bell. Why does this man feel meant to hug you or to say hi? Leave that alone.
Leave it alone.
I belong to him.
That's right.
And that's what my preference is to him.
Facts.
And that's it.
Talk your shit.
Owned
Sherry.
and operated by him.
That's it. If you
That's
don't
it.
like it, you
That's
can have
simple.
whatever opinion you want, but I belong to him, and that's who I'm going to give my all to, because when that door is closed, the only love I'm looking for is him.
Yes.
So if I'm not looking for love for you, what do you matter at this point in time? It's just it's there's no argument there.
Okay,
My
okay.
devotion is to the person that I want to be with, is not to my friend. And if my friend don't like it, then obviously you was never my friend in the first place, and you had alternative motive, and you needed to be left alone altogether.
Yeah, what do they say?
Okay.
My man word is the word.
Okay. Now
That's
let's
it.
flip that. Could your man or significant other or a fiance or husband have female friends? Would you feel comfortable with that?
I don't really know to a certain degree. To a certain degree, because I'm not a jealous girl. To a certain degree, quote unquote. Because I can be
Everybody's a little jealous.
Everybody has a little jealousy. I think that if I'm introduced to the girl and I say it's hi, you could say hi. You could say hi and what's up. But there's a difference with your homegirl coming over, you going by your homegirl, you doing that's a no.
disrespect. Yeah,
that's a
disrespectful.
disrespect. Because one, she don't respect me. She's watching me and saying, what is she talking about? That's her man, and bigging him up and doing all of this. This dude was right at my house bringing tea over, or he just bought me a whole sandwich, or whatever the case may be. It's the same catch. Number two, it's just a matter of respect. Respecting
It's
your
respect,
mate, respecting your husband, respecting your fiance, and most of all, respecting yourself. If I have a good thing, nobody's getting in between that. Male, female, whatever you want to be, you're not coming in between that. And that's a lesson I had to learn. I would never bring anybody into my zone. My man word is God, as far as I'm concerned.
How you feel about that, Mont?
I mean, as far as me having,
Female friends.
I wouldn't do it, because I wouldn't want her to have male friends. So I
Yes.
mean, I respect the
It's that simple.
landscape.
It's simple.
I respect the landscape, but let's talk about something else. You're talking about respect, right?
Respect. RESPECT.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
respect now. Growing up in East Flatbush, just like the West Indian culture is heavy over there. When we coming up, right? We coming up in hip hop and the reggae scene and clubs and all that stuff like that. And my question to y'all, right? I had a problem. See, they laughing
I know
already.
where you going.
They
I know
laughing
where you
already
going with
because they
this.
know.
All right.
Well, because we spoke on it. It's like this thing about, you have a West Indian, like a West Indian woman, or like my homeboy, he's married to a West Indian woman, and she goes to clubs, and not her per se, she don't dance with people, but then you would hear it's only a dance. Like my cousins and them, the girls, they'd be like, oh, it's only a dance. But then my question to y'all, as far as being respectful, if you have a man, you have a woman, is it okay, being that it's your culture, to dance with other people?
Before we get into
Grinding.
that. Yeah. I think we need to define what kind of dance you talk about. We're not talking about a little two-step. We're talking about a soca, whining down to the ground,
Down to the ground.
dirty wine kind of thing.
Dirty wine.
No, then no.
No dirty wine?
No. No.
But there's some women that are involved with people, and they say it's just a dance, and they expect their man to be okay with that.
But you know what? In all perspective, West Indian men and West Indian women have a different. It's going to be a whole, and I'm sure our viewers are going to say the same thing. It's a whole different conversation, because they're not going to see anything wrong with that, because that's how they grew up, and they grew up as it's just a dance. Now, American men and a West Indian woman, that's a no. That's a no. It's not. They're not trying to understand it. There's no reason. There's no acknowledgement of it. I don't care if you grew up in the back hill and that's what you do. Once you became my woman, there's a no. And I know it firsthand. I know it firsthand. That's a no. It has caused conflict. It has caused tear apart. It just doesn't happen. And all I could tell you, Monty, it just took acknowledgement, sitting back, putting myself in that shoe, watching, understanding, and seeing how it played out, and saying, "This brother is right."
Looking from the outside.
Looking at the outside.
Did you argue with him first when he wanted
I
those?
certainly did. I try to build the case because
This your culture.
it's not just that's the culture. No one else I've ever dated ever had an issue.
With you dancing.
And it could be the other gentlemen that I've dated has been West Indian or had West Indian background. So it was never like an issue or to say, well, okay, it's just a dance. Like, oh, that's cousin Troy. And, she's dancing with cousin Troy and it's nothing. However, dating someone of an American, it's a no-go. It's just like it's not trying. He's not trying to hear it. Hit your back. Shouldn't even be touching the back of that person.
No way.
There's no comments. And in the first it was just like, oh my God. Like I'll be honest. I was combative. I was like, oh my God. What is that? What is da-da. But then when you sit back and turn, it's the same thing that I said before. If you have male friends and he's God, your man is God. What brings that same God having an okay with me whining on an ex-brother?
Facts.
I can't keep saying that's God and hold him up when I'm basically putting dirt on his face when I'm outside.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, though?
Yeah, no, that's a no-go. That's a no-go in any way or form. But my wife, I don't care, cousin. You can't dance like that with nobody. And you can hear it in my voice. I'll be very offended to the point where I might want to end the relationship because I feel that's and I will feel disrespected.
Right.
I would think the people around are looking at me and saying, look, this man got this girl getting grinded up by some other guy.
Yeah, but suppose you're not there.
It's still wrong.
It's still wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's still wrong.
Wrong is wrong no matter what. You understand?
And also when your man, and I'm speaking because my man spoke about it. And still I did it because I was saying like, oh, my friend at the time was like his wife was right there.
Yeah.
So I felt like, okay, his wife is there and, it's cool. It's just a dance. But I didn't put the man that I put as God and said, that's my man and I love him so much first. Because if I had put him first at that time, at the moment, then I would have never did a dance.
Yeah.
And even though it was just a dance,
But,
it's just the whole perspective of the disrespect because he walks around like this is who he is. And then now I'm disrespecting him because now I done showed him like he's not the man, regardless to how you want to put it.
Fucked up the ego. Fucked his ego up.
So it all falls into regrets. It all falls into regrets and it all falls into respect and everything. The only thing you can try to do if that person allows you back into their element, if that person allows you back into his world, is to try to fix what where you and it can be. I'm not preaching for any particular reasons. I'm just saying if that person allows you back, women, if that person allows you back into your world, into his world, and allowed you and talked about or talked to himself, don't disappoint the brother because the next time around, it might not be the way you anticipated it to work, in your favor. If you hold that person humbly and you respect and love the person, respect everything about him. Your body is his body.
Yes.
And that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So when you walk outside, you're a representation of him at all times, no matter what.
Yep.
And that just took time, knowledge, growth, understanding.
And even if you're in a party with your significant other, even though there's hundreds of people around, your focus is still be on your significant
on that
other.
partner.
That's your partner.
Because you said you wanted to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
So that's a question women we have to, when we ask our brothers that we want them to respect us, we want them to love us, and we want all these different things that we want all the time. When we walk outside, show them that it's worth everything that we've talked about in that house. Yeah. Show them that it's worth it. When you walk, my friend said something to me that it just sticks to me, and it raged in my head all the time. It's like, no matter where I'm at, I'm there with you. I'm not physically there.
Yeah, you're a
but
reflection of him.
I'm a reflection of
Yes,
you
yes.
all the time.
Yes.
And no one should feel comfortable enough
Yeah.
But I'm a question
to
now.
approach you and to even get you in that mindset.
Yeah, say it's a West Indian man, and he has no problem with that. But would your philosophy still be the same, or
That's different.
you would
I-
like
I'm only speaking of what happened to me on the sense of dating
American.
an American person. West Indian person, I never had those issues. So if you ask me that, prior to, my views probably would have been different because that person never, gave me that, like I was free to do what I wanted to do.
Right,
But
right.
at the same time, I can tell you that it leaves you with no structure. And I'm
Right.
not saying it like, it just leaves you with no structure. It's like everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a good time. And there's no balance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like as far as dancing. I mean, y'all West Indian women, y'all could say it's only a dance. West Indian men say it's only a dance. But trust me, the men, like say some of the American boys, they up on it. And some West Indian boys, they up on it. They have intentions. Is just even to the moves. How it's just a dance and people closing their eyes and you grinding and all that stuff. Come on. You're doing too much. You're bending
It's
down
doing
and
too much.
you're doing so much. To me, I think it becomes like like dirty dancing. You know what I mean?
Sensual.
Because
It's sexual.
some cultures they dance to according to they to get a mate or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
the mate and dance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Impress the
they
woman,
do
yeah.
certain things. So dance
And the
is
animal
really
kingdom
mean.
too.
Yeah. In the animal kingdom, you see like they're like I think the roosters or somebody or some not roosters like the peacocks.
Peacock will spread
yeah.
spread it.
Thing is like okay, this
Yeah.
is what's going on. You know what I mean?
That's a mating call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that
And then you think she belongs to everybody in
Right,
your
right.
head.
She's for the streets.
She's turning on to
Right,
everybody.
right,
There's
right.
nothing about me that's special.
Yeah. And
Right,
let's be
right.
realistic. If you see a woman that you were sexually attracted to and you get a chance to grind on her, you're gonna.
But then you don't want her. It goes back to that you don't want her.
why?
Right? You don't want her because then you're just like, okay, it was just a dance, right?
It depends.
No,
on the
Sterling's
situation.
talking. I
No.
think he's talking about from a hunter
Yeah,
perspective.
Oh, from a
hunter,
hunter's. Okay,
like,
got you.
I'm trying to get she fly. I want to get up on that. You're getting a soca dance now. Now that dance is gonna be more than a dance to me. You understand? You put your best runs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
The best hip movements and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're trying to impress her basically. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
getting your rocks off. That's how I feel.
Hey, I mean, listen. I say that's why. Hey, listen, men, don't just go for that. It's only just a dance stuff, man. Don't buy into that.
Many
man.
have been fooled.
Don't buy into that, man. She's out there dancing. No. She go to Trinity or go to these carnivals.
But it's
Yo,
okay for us to go out and dance by ourselves too, and have a good time. And the men don't always have to like come over like flocks, or it's just a dance. I was just as an event yesterday, chilling, and they're like, it's just a dance. Why you don't want to dance? Because I don't want to dance. I'm okay with dancing by myself.
Right.
I'm okay with dancing with my girlfriend. That's it. Doesn't make me corny. Doesn't make me anything. I don't want to.
I hated that when I was single.
What?
When you went to
Oh,
a
you don't
club
wanna
and the
dance.
girl is skinning out, then you tried to dance and she's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just here to dance by myself."
Right.
That was
I'm
always
just putting
whack
on
to
the
me.
show for myself.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it depends
like,
on
stay
the
your
dance.
ass home.
But
then.
it depends on how she's dancing too. Because if she's just dancing, music
Sensual
playing,
dance.
Well,
Yes.
no,
She's
sensual
over there- she's
dancing,
over there
then
doing
she's
the
going
And
through
then
a
she's dancing
moment.
with her friend. She got the friend, the girl humping on her like the girl is a
No,
man.
no. That's a bit much.
Everybody, hold on.
Yeah.
Just move over a little bit. Let me get some room over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I mean, listen, it's a culture difference, but because I was speaking to my other homeboy about it, and I was just saying like, yo, nah, because he's American, his wife is Trini. He's like, nah, I'm not going for that. I don't want to hear no culture stuff. No,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
There's no culture thing going on here, and that's pretty much. Even I tell you this. Even go a little further than that. I wouldn't even my fiance. I don't care if she's out with her girls or whatever. I don't even want a guy just whole day dancing in front of each other. I don't even go for that.
Yeah.
I don't even go for that. No. Let alone up grinding. I'm not going for that because I'll give her the same respect. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, me too. That's the same thing. I don't do that. When I go
Yeah.
with my wife, I don't focus on anybody else. I don't dance.
Imagine
with
him
anybody.
holding your hand
Don't
and
get me
pulling to
wrong,
the
if
dance floor.
Sherry Ann is my cousin, so if Sherry Ann come, we'll bust a little.
Yeah,
my
it's your
wife knows
family.
that. Yeah, it's
Right,
family.
right,
You
right.
understand? Yeah.
But
And the
suppose-
busing it just be like, you standing here and I'm standing here. There's a difference. We're not like, you
Oh,
know.
so you would do it?
No,
Regular
there's
dance?
no grinding or
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that, because at the same time, Sterling also have to respect the fact that, you know, if I introduce you to my peoples and I say that's my cousin, I focus, if he walk into some place, if Sterling is on you like this, that ain't no cousin, ain't no cousin, you know, dance and stuff like that. So it all ties into those different type of things. And, you know, his wife, I love his wife. You know, you stand here, you do, you know, one little two things. It's like, all right, you walk away. There's no touching, there's no none of that. That to me is appropriate.
Right.
You know, I don't know how you feel about, you know, your fiance, but it's like, if she's with her cousin and she's standing here and he's standing there, and it's like, okay,
Yeah, a little
child,
two-step.
no,
you know,
family.
you're not
Family.
gonna,
Family.
but you will still feel some way if your cousin was up on as a West Indian and up on, because West Indians they do that.
And I have a question. When women say, I'm a single mom, I mean, single in two ways. Single that you're not in a relationship, or single that you're doing this alone?
Single as financially, I have done it alone. Single as you have children, and there are men, at the time I had my kids young, that was like, all right, well, I got her pregnant, and it was like, okay, it didn't work out, and on to the next, and they live in their life. And I'm the woman that didn't believe in child support. I'm not taking you to court. I didn't force you. I didn't force you to sleep with me. I didn't force you to do all of that. I'm not going to force you to take care of your seed. Your parents should have grown you in the fact that you would want to take care of your children, and you should want to do what you need to do. And since you're not, I'm going to do what I have to do, because they're not babies forever. They do grow up, and they do see things on their own. So as a single mom that took care of my children, I took the time to say, you know what? I had my daughter at 19. I couldn't do it by myself. My sister stepped in and helped me. My daughter calls my sister mom as well, but she was a mom. She is a mom. And I took accountability to say I couldn't do it alone. It was hard. You know what I mean? And my daughter graduated, beautiful young lady, doing her thing. You know, and I continue that trend with my son and with my other daughter. It's like no regrets on having my children whatsoever. Hands down, I would do it all over again 20 times. But I take acknowledgement, accountability for my actions, for sleeping with these people and for having children. I take accountability, you know, for all of those things that happen. And with that accountability, I continue to raise them to be model citizens.
Nice. When I hear women say they single mothers, but say the father, your circumstance is different. Like say the father is actually helping, is like a major role in the child's life. When you know, I hear that. Like I heard this actual conversation where this couple, they wasn't together, and he would ask her, "What are you saying when you're saying I'm a single mother? What are you implying?"
Well,
like
no,
that,
you're not a single mom.
If I'm in my child's life, how are you a single mom?
Yeah.
Maybe she's using the term in the sense of like she not with the.
I think they're talking about the household.
But a lot of times when a woman say she's a single mom, she's basically saying that I'm holding my kids down. What does that mean?
I think she means she's paying the bills in the household.
Yeah, that
mean
the man ain't doing nothing. Because if he has his child, he's supposed to be giving money to pay for certain things.
My definition of a single mom is if you are a woman that have children, you are no longer with the gentleman that you had the child with, and he is not
Part of the household.
Financially contributing to your household, contributing to your child, whether it's summer clothes, winter clothes, money on a weekly basis, food in the fridge. Those things is what keep your child going. If I'm doing all of that by myself, I am a single mother.
But I don't think when women say single mothers, they don't mean all of that.
It could mean different things, you know.
It could be
the
interpreted
word
in different
single,
ways.
but you know, the way it should be is like, okay, you're you're doing everything by yourself. If the man is partaking, you know, whether he's paying child support,
That's what I'm about to say. What if
whether
he's paying child support?
he's paying child support and taking care of his kid, he's picking up every other weekend and he's doing his stuff. You're not a single parent. You know, you guys are doing it together.
Because
You know,
if he asking
you're
you,
just not in a relationship
'cause
aspect.
If he's talking to you, if a guy's talking to you, like you're single, I'm single. Like he's talking to you, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. And then what's your status? Yeah, I'm single. Oh no, I'm a single mother. Like
No,
what do
I'm
you-
I
single.
think she's
Do you-
saying I'm single and I'm a mother.
I'm single.
I
I would say I'm
listen, to
single.
me, I
Do you
think it's
have children? Yes, I do have children. Are you with their father? No, I'm not with their father.
Yeah, but I think that
you know, it depends on the dialogue of
right.
the conversation.
I believe women. I believe women who has kids, and even though they're not with the gentleman, but he's a hell of a father. I don't think it should be brought out in the front. You're single. You're not single.
I think don't
You're not
join
a
the
single
two
parent.
together.
Yeah, you're not a single parent. Don't say that. You're single. You're not a single. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, well,
I
I would
think
say
that.
don't join it
Don't do it.
together.
I'm
Just
not-
be
you're
like,
not-
I'm single.
I'm single.
As far as relationship wise, it's okay to talk to other people and engage or
Right.
whatever or date. But you know, when the question comes of children, me and my
Yeah.
child's father co-parent.
Co-parent. A
you
beautiful
know?
co-parent situation.
I wouldn't use the word beautiful. I would just say,
A
you know, we
co-parent.
co-parent, because then you don't want to use certain words when you're getting to know someone, because then it's like, okay, what's beautiful?
Right,
You know, everyone's
right.
a little touchy about these type of things. So I would just say we co-parent.
Yeah, we co-parent.
We co-parent nicely. You know, he picks him up every other weekend, or, you know, he gives money, stuff like that. And that's, you know, maybe another time we could talk about it, because that's always a subject that needs to be brought forward. And women, there's a lot of things that women do on that type of line that you might not like me viewers for that, but my views is very strong on that. Like, if the man want to be a father, let him be a father. Stop giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
Stop doing all these extra stuff.
Yeah.
Stop, you know, trying to, because you're still living a single life and maybe not married, or, you know, living with a man and he done moved on and got married and something. Don't give him a hard time. You had your chance, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. It has nothing to do with the child.
Nada.
I think that's a great subject that, you know, one day we could just probably touch on and see what the viewers view. But women may not like me on that. I'm very strong about that. Like, leave the brothers alone. Stop
And I'm
taking them
involved
to
in
court.
that. I got strong views too on that.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Yeah.
Stop dragging them to court. Stop dragging their name down. Stop giving them such a hard time, because you're preventing them from being the father that they can be.
and
Because
stop
of that.
talking bad about them to
To
the
the
kids.
children.
Stop
Like
it.
that, I'm not for. I don't praise no woman for that. You never get me on your side for that, women. You never like it. I feel like you guys are behaving off of hatred, and it's not being right. It's if he wants to be a father, let the man be a father.
Let him be.
Let him be.
Let him be. Let him be.
Let
So,
him be. He'll probably
listen.
be the best thing ever happening. And what's going to end up happening, that child's going to grow up hating you, the mother, and more falling to the father, because he can see that the man is trying and everything that he's
Right.
done. You are
going through
just, you know, let him be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good brothers out there that it just didn't work out in relationship-wise, but he's an excellent father. Let
Facts.
him be.
Facts plus
I'm not
tax.
going to get much plunge
Yeah,
on that
yeah,
for the
yeah.
women,
Yeah.
but